Okay guys, today 2 Blender tips. The first one, very cool, I'm gonna show you. You see a bunch of vertices selected, now look at that. Voila. This is what we're gonna do today. We're gonna align a bunch of vertices all together at once, and they're gonna be completely straight. So, how do we do that? We're gonna go to this in the next step. I'm gonna show you first how I did this in the past, and then I discovered approximately 2 weeks ago on a Blender forum how you can do it better. So when you start Blender, you usually have like, this is a very important icon. So what is this called again? Keep forgetting it. Transform pivot point. Usually it's set up to individual origins, which let's leave it like that for now. So in the past, let's say if I had an object and I wanted to align a bunch of vertices all together, well, what I did was I checked which position this vertex is, for example. Then I copied this value, the X value in this case, because it's on the X line, and pasted, and then I selected the vertex I wanted to move and pasted the new value in, which worked totally fine for one vertex. If I would have done this, I'm gonna undo this quickly. If I would have done this with 2, let's say I wanted to do it with a bunch of vertices, in this case 2, it's not a bunch, but yeah, anyway. So let's do the same thing. We're gonna paste the value of this vertex here into that, and you see it doesn't work anymore. So that was a little bit annoying. And so what I did in the past, and I did this constantly, I did it with each individual vertex, like so. I just pasted the value in, so it was straight. But then I worked on my ship, blah blah blah, and then I googled and I found a solution again on a Blender forum. And since then, since over 2 weeks, I believe so, I'm not quite sure, I'm using it constantly, like really constantly. I'm working on a different project right now, and I used it all the time. So a better way, let's get to it, is we're gonna click on the transform pivot point, and now we're gonna select active element. Very important, we need that, it's very important, active element. Side note, I have seen active element in the past. I never knew what it was good for. What is the purpose of the active element? So I just ignored it, which is good. You should always ignore stuff in Blender if you are overwhelmed. Now I know why it's so great. So let's activate, left click, active element. So it kind of looks like the individual origins. So make sure you have really selected this one. Okay, active element. And now let's put some magic into that. Let's go into the edit mode of our object, and we're gonna select all vertices because we want to make sure that all in line. Technically it would be so. Okay, let's do it the proper way. Let's select this vertex we would like to move, and this vertex we would like to move, and you can see the active vertex is always shown with a white dot. That's very important. So when we want to move those both vertices to one of these, this here, this one here, or that one, we have to select what is seal? Seal. Goal. We have to select the goal vertex. So this one here is goal, is our goal value vertex. So, and you can see this one here is the white dot. So they previously selected vertices will go to the goal selected active vertex. Very important. I repeat myself because it's very important. So now shortcut time. We're gonna press S on the keyboard, in this case X because it's on the X line, and now we're gonna press 0 and enter. And as you saw, the vertex is now completely straight. So what we did is basically set, you know, I don't know what we did. We're gonna just do it multiple times until you understand, and do it yourself too. It's easier to understand when you're doing it. Okay. So this was our first example. Let's we go to the next one. Don't worry, it looks a little bit different. I'm hiding stuff which is not important. this is just another two-dimensional surface. Looks a little bit weird. And let's say we would like to align this position and that position. Same method, it's just we're using different lines. Okay, let's do this together. So let's say we would like to make this line here straight. So we're gonna select Shift. How you select stuff is up to you, okay? Do it however you want. So we're gonna select this one, that one, this one, that one, or I'm gonna just do it a little bit quicker with pressing C. You're getting this selection tool here. You can make it bigger or smaller. Okay, those are selected. So now it's very important again, where is our active vertex? Because this active vertex will determine where the other vertex is going to. So in this case, this vertex here is completely fine. So this will be the goal. So we're gonna press, in this case, S, and now the Z axis. So, and again, everything selected, pressing S, pressing Z, pressing 0, and pressing Enter. So congratulations, this line is now straight too. And oh boy, do I love that. Next one, let's say this side too, but this time we want to bring every vertex to this position, to this one here. It's not, you know, perfectly a quarter or whatever this is in the English language. So let's do that. And we're gonna press this one, selecting, I'm gonna use the B select tool. So we selected this line here, make it a little bit bigger. And the last one is this one, very important. Press S, in this case press, I believe, Y? No, yeah, no, it's Y. In this case it's Y, pressing S, pressing Y, pressing 0, and Enter. And voila. Okay, that was cool, right? And I think this is something when I was reading that, I don't know where exactly it was, since then it's just an awesome tool, because I show you why it's so cool. Let me prepare the other scene. Yeah, the ship is here because I think I was working on the ship, and then this I had a problem with that, and it brought me to this solution. But it doesn't really matter. I think it's overwhelming and irritating. Let's hide the ship, it's not important. Okay, you cannot just use this method for vertices. You can also change the position of whole surfaces. Maybe even objects. I haven't even tried that actually. Anyway, let's not go into unknown stuff. Okay, we're gonna, I have here a cylinder, kind of a cylinder, and you can see it's like that. It doesn't matter what it actually is. Let's just say I'm gonna extrude this guy, pressing E on the, and then oh, that's weird. Ah, no, pressing. Okay, I pressed already E and then X. You know, I'm just gonna bring this guy here, being a little bit confused here, like that. Voila. So I just extruded this guy here to this position. I think you can do that yourself. This is not so complicated. But if it is for you, just ask me everything. I try to explain stuff also for newcomers, because for newcomers everything is overwhelming. So don't want to say it's easy, because for some it's not at the beginning. Okay, let's just say we have extruded this guy here, and we would like to bring the face to, I'm gonna go into the edge selecting mode, to this position. So in the past, like what I did was determine where actually is the position of this edge. In this case it's easy because it's only 1 meter. So let's just, you can ignore that, change the whole position of the whole whole thing, so it's out of the order. So let's just say I wanted to bring this face exactly to the edge, to the rim here. So in the past I always determined, okay, where is the X value? In this case it's 2.1537, so I copied this value, Control C, then I selected, went into the face selection mode, selected this face, and then I pasted this value into that, and this is how I did it. There's nothing wrong with doing that, except at some point you really wish there is a solution, and there is. Again, make sure, very important, otherwise it will not work, go into active element. This is my new favorite thing. So easier way, you don't have to paste and copy and paste and check numbers. Easier way is just select this face. Then you have to go again into the edge select mode, because how do you select the edge otherwise? So like this, you can see this edge is basically selected now, and this edge too. Press S, press X on this in this case, and press 0, and you can see, voila, it's perfectly matching or sharing the X value position. And that's great. So let's say we would like to fill this whole thing, because sometimes you would like to do that. And then you can use a method, two methods, combining what we just learned. So I would like to fill this in. And, you know, this can be tedious. If you're new to Blender, you would probably make something like that, you know. You don't want to do that. So you would like to do that. I mean, if you like doing it, it's also good. It can be very satisfying. I'm not saying it's not satisfying. We're gonna select the rim of only the rim of this faces. Can I do that? Can I do it? Can I do it? Well, I'm gonna select the rim like this. Okay, let me explain. Select one face, select the other face, then hold down Shift, Control, and press the numpad plus key once, twice, in order to pattern select stuff. Nice handy tool. How you select that, it's up to you. It's really, just make sure this is selected somehow. And now press Shift D for duplicating the whole thing. Right click, and press G, X, and just drag this thing somewhere so that you can see it better, you know? So actually you don't even have to drag it somewhere, but it's easier to see it, and that is not overwhelming. So now we want to bring this outer rim perfectly to this position, because then we can connect those both things back. We can merge them together. So we have selected this already. Let's go to the edge selecting tool again and Shift left click on this edge. So this edge is our goal edge. So it's always the goal edge, and we are still in the active element. Pressing S, pressing X, pressing 0, and it's and enter, and it's perfectly matching the X value, the whole surface. But they are not connected. They are they are separate objects still, or faces. We need to connect everything now, because otherwise it will be glitchy and stuff and so on. Okay, so press A to select everything. We can go into the vertex menu. It's not necessary, but it's easier to see. So basically we just, you know, duplicated this surface and we put it to this position, but now it's like a double layer thing. There are, you know, too many vertices. So when we selected everything, when we press now M for merge stuff, then we say, okay, select everything, press M, and then say merge by distance, and now you can see already removed 64 vertices. These are only the doubles we just created by duplicating the outer rim surface. Okay, so we did this. Just left click somewhere into an empty space in Blender, and now we have a whole object filled. Only this one we could select the inner face, pressing X, delete that, and we just filled in an easy way an cylinder with a hole in the middle. So that's good, right? We did a good job on that. Okay, next step. So this is basically the principle, and I use this I'm creating right now my apartment. I'm gonna share this soon with you too, and I created some furnitures. Anyway, I use this method all the time while creating the furnitures. Okay, so good. Next one is the auto smooth function. When I was working on my Paul's hand, Paul is a robot of mine, a project. You can check this out on this channel. I discovered at some point, I think it was almost 3 weeks ago too, the auto smooth function by watching a YouTube video, and then I thought, oh, that's great, because it is so cool. So let's say you have a cylinder like this one here, and it is not very smooth. So what we could do is, in the object mode, right click on the object, and then say shade smooth, and the whole thing is smooth, but it's still looking so weirdly here, you know, we don't really like that. So what I did in the past was go into the edit mode and selected this rim and said, okay, this area shall be smooth, but this one shall be flat. So right click in the edit mode and say flat. And I basically solved the problem. But there is even a better way. So let's say again, in the object mode, the whole object shade smooth. And then we go to object data properties and then normals, and then only one click. That's all we have to do. Auto smooth on. And now Blender is doing it for us. I don't know what Blender is doing exactly. It doesn't really matter, but the result is being, well, it's so cool. I'm gonna show you how it can make a huge difference in my robot hand. So I'm gonna open an older Blender file. This is not my my current Blender hand, so I have a better version already, but I'm gonna open an older version to show you. Well, this was the time when I discovered the auto smooth function, so I saved it with the name, where you can see the difference a little bit. Okay, pausing here. And yeah, okay, let's go to the auto function. You see here an older version of my auto hand. It's not about the hand at all. You can even see this, I think I posted in this note. You can read, this is a Google research result. Can you read it like that? To use auto smooth, select the object or objects to be smoothed in the 3D. Read it for yourself. You're pretty good at this. This was a Google result. I put it in to remember it, you know. This is something you can do too. You can either, if you've discovered something for yourself, make a tutorial for yourself, record a video for yourself, or make some little how to do stuff in Blender and save it in a how to do Blender file. It'll help you in the future, just a side note. Okay, so why is this so cool? Well, basically here I used it already, so I'm gonna turn this off. So I showed it already. Let's just focus on, let me hide this here, this is irritating. So let's just focus on this area. I'm gonna hide everything. I don't want to confuse anyone. It's not about the hand, it's just about how it looks. Okay, so now auto smooth off. You see this looks ugly, and basically you can fix that with bevel, you know, making a bevel here and there, and that's good for realistic stuff, I guess. But if you want to do just have an animation, you want to have a great performance, and you don't want to have too many details, although I sometimes get also a little bit crazy on that. It just comes anyway. So what I did in the past, I'm going to show you the difference, is I said, okay, I want to have the whole thing, I only want to have those areas smooth. So I just selected in the past the areas I would like to have smooth, like so, and then selected them and right click smooth. Let me just turn off this one here. It's also not okay. So and therefore, okay, this is smooth. This here, no, should be flat. Yeah, that looks better, I thought. And so I tried to make it good looking until I saw the video on YouTube. I don't know where, I mean, a bunch of videos, but it was so awesome and great, and that I discovered this function on YouTube. So that you just basically, you know, right click the whole object, say shade smooth, and then auto smooth, and then Blender does all those things for you. Sometimes you would like to play around with those values, just do it, and it will not always be perfect, but you can see this is just, here in this result you can see how much it actually does, you know. I mean, it's a very simple object in some way, and it's just, I think I also used it for everything. Then I discovered this and I thought, okay, here, I'm gonna show you the difference. This one, okay, there's not much of a difference here, maybe, you see, without auto smooth. And it just makes, yeah, you know, it's just, those two methods, relatively new to me, but so crucial that I use them all the time now. And that's why I share that, so it's good for my channel, it's good for you, so I think it's a win situation for everybody. Okay, well, this is about it. So use it and let me know what I can do better nicely. Yeah, I think so. But you can also say, hey, good job, man. I try to share also some my apartment with you. I'm working on it right now because it's fun. So I am planning a video this week or next week. Don't want to be too accurate. Good, I'm bad. I'm saying bye. So I tell you, yeah, do something good with your time, and I'm out. Bye bye.